And whole crowd sing his name. Madison Park, crowd so loud. Darlington jump, Breedle proud. One man chill on the touchline still. Three teams move, how he will beat Rahi quick. Beat Morant clean. Look, Avi, I'll feel the heat. Every ground, same story again. Scoreboard light up his name. The unit. Greatest of all time. Running three clubs on the same headline. From South Park Road to Breedle Sky. Darlington dance with the rivals cry. The unit. Stand. Boss of the league with a master plan. Raise your hands high when the teams walk through. Everything win when he points at you. Everything win when he points at you. One out front, ice cold calm, one half chance, hit like a storm, net shake mad, crowd jump fence, hold back line, lose their sense, roll take a ball when the South Park sun, last home game but the work all done, legend walk slow, tears in his eye, the unit clap with a fist up high, the unit, greatest of all time, running three clubs on the same headline, from South Park Road to Breedle Sky, Darlington dance when the rivals cry, the unit, banner in the stand, boss of the league with the master plan. Raise your hands high when the teams walk through. Everything win when he points at you. Everything win when he points at you. Who beat Rahi? D-Unit. Who beat Murat? D-Unit. Luca Navi? D-Unit. Ox the league? Who run it? Three big badges, one big brain. Three home crowd scream his name. From first kick off to the last full time. He rewrite the history line. D-Unit. Greatest of all time. Running three clubs on the same headline. From South Park Road to Breedle Sky. Darlington dance when the rivals cry. D-Unit. Under in the stand. Boss of the league with the master plan. One score, one wave, goodbye, fight two. Whole world know that he built his crew. Everything win when he points at you. Everything win when he points at you.
Hello and welcome to the Game Week 38 deadline stream. And yes, we're up and about early, and I'm going to quickly get the time wrong because I'm actually paying attention here, and I feel like we're going to start this just in time for the deadline. Let's get that on. There we go. Look at that. Just before it's going to flick over. It's going to be very tight when that finishes. My God, does it look sucky having that red, having my rank red, when reality I played a chip and I went from 673. I literally gained, I can't remember what, 694, sorry. I've literally almost put on 200,000 rank loss in a use of a chip. It's unbelievable. I actually can't believe how bad that is. Anyways, that is the team currently speaking. We've got one free transfer, and look, I feel like I want to be boring, but I know what I'm like, and I don't even know if I can be boring. I'm at this point of the season where I'm like, this is just not how I play. I don't play rolling transfers. I feel like I'm part of me. I'm not going to lie. I really feel like I'm going to bench my Man City defense and play Mukiele and Alderete. I don't know why. I could see Bournemouth scoring against Man City, and I can see at least 4 points for Mukiele and Alderete. And you can guarantee whichever way I go here, I'm going to get it wrong unless I do 50-50 and I play like Mukiele and I bench Mateus Nunes. That is probably the intelligent call. I don't know if I'm intelligent. I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, it does look like I've fixed the internet, which is very good news. We've started off here very nicely, so that's good as well. For what it's worth, I just have to remember to sit there and reboot it manually. Like, it literally feels like I reboot the router manually, turn it off for the wall, turn it back on, and then it seems to be sweet. It has to, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just, it's feeling pretty good now. I don't know. Anyway, so let's quickly share this because I was concerned that wasn't going to work. Then I was like, we'll have to come back to this. All right. The second last deadline stream of the season. By the way, I don't even know if I've missed a stream this season, like deadline. I feel like I might have missed one. I feel like I missed one around earlier in the season, like the first 12 weeks of the season. I've definitely missed one because I remember going to watch something. I can't remember what I watched, but it was something. All right, second last deadline stream of the season. Am I going to do anything? I don't even know. Going to do anything. Even I don't know. But I can guarantee you we are doing the Casemiro captaincy. And I don't know if it's going to work. I'm not even going to lie. I don't even know if it's going to work, but maybe it does. Anyways, this live stream, obviously, this deadline stream is proudly sponsored by Footium. There is a barcode above me. It's free to play in season 19. You can also, not only it's free to play, if you win the D-Unit Mini League, like some bloke did and hit me up with a message today, and I've sent him to the boys to give him his club for free. You can win your club for free, but you can also, for season 19, we're doing the special. I've literally just got these made up. It's literally a South Park FPL D-Unit sponsored shirt in conjunction with Footium. You'll win one of these, a custom one of these with your name on the back and whatever number you want. But in order to do that, you need to go and play Footium and win the Mini League. It's free to play. And it definitely helps me out and the channel out as well. And I love the game. If you watched the late mail before, I loved it. By the way, if you want to watch the late mail back unbuffered, I've uploaded it. So the unbuffered version of the late mail is officially live. It's up on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with the internet, but it was having an absolute whinge. But thankfully, we've started pretty damn good here. All right, worth keeping one transfer for game week 38 and play DCL or transfer him out and buy Thiago. For what it's worth, I think Thiago monsters DCL unit this week. That's my gut feel. I need cards advice on Wilson and Tavernier to Trossard and Hinselwood. All right, let's ask the card on the first one. So I'm assuming Wilson to Tavernier. So Wilson to Trossard. Actually, you might need the money. I'm assuming you've got money in the bank because they are going to cost you more, both of those players. Anyways, let's go. Wilson to Trossard. Good move? Yes. Card reckons yes. Tavernier to Hinselwood. I actually think that's a good move. And the card agrees as well. There we go. 2 yeses from the card to a happy customer there, Yaksh Macheta, 114. So, yeah, the card is for what it's worth, I think they are 2 good moves. I think that a lot of people sit there and go, oh, is Wilson a buy this week because he's playing Wolves? I was very hot. Now, I'm going to go back to Anderson. I'm sorry, not Anderson, Binderson. What am I on about here? I'm still thinking about Binderson. I'm going to bring up Harry Bloody Wilson here. Now, I sold him in Game Week 32 wildcard, right? And I was tempted to hold him for Liverpool. So, obviously, I had him for Game Week 31. I captained him against Burnley. Then I sold him on wildcard. He's gone 2 points, 3 points, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points. His XGI in those games has been pretty bad. Let's be fair. If he was going to do anything in any game, it is this game though. Like, this is the game that you'd want him for. It would be the Wolves game. For what it's worth though, I don't think he's actually going to do anything. So yeah, again, it's one of them weird ones. Keane or O'Reilly? Keane. Maybe that's a sign that I need to start my son on the defence. Let's be fair here. Is it worth taking -4 so late in the season? It depends. So Robert, -4s at any time of the season, I always factor them into 2 categories. One, can you make the hit back that week? Like, what are the chances? So, for example, I'm just going to show you, like, if I made 2 moves this week, right? Imagine I moved out Morgan Rogers to, say, just to make a hypothetical situation here, I moved Morgan Rogers to Doku. And then I move, say, Mateus Nunes to Tarkowski. Do I believe that those 2 moves are going to give me more than 4 points extra if I make those moves? If the answer is yes, they're good moves, the hit's worthy. And like people say you can't make the hit up. You can. I was like, most times this season, it's only been 3 game weeks this season where I've taken a hit and I haven't got a green arrow. One of them was a post away from being a green arrow as well. One of them was just a dub one, and that involved Morgan Rogers. So maybe moving him out for a hit is probably worthwhile. But I feel like if you can sit there and look at the moves and think, yes, I'm definitely going to make that 4 points back, they're good moves. Who cares if you take it? It's the time of the season to punt. If you're chasing, it's all about how many points can you get that you need to make up. That's what it is. Yeah, does the card agree with what the D-Unit just said about that? No, it doesn't. Oh, well, just, yeah. Either you believe the card or you believe the D-Unit, one of the two. Keno O'Reilly, I just did that one. I played my wild card last week and went down 90k. If I hadn't done anything, I would have been 10 points per hour. Oh, yeah. That's the thing, Colm. Like, I looked at the squad last week, right? And other than Rodgers, who was on the bench, it was Thiago on the bench, right? It was Thiago first bench, Rodgers on field. I was pretty happy with that squad. Like triple Man United against Sunderland away. The thing is, Michael Carrick never said Casemiro wasn't playing right. And I remember saying this on the deadline stream last week. I was like going, I should probably change the bench order. I should probably put Mukiele or Alderete first sub. If I'd done that, I would have been a hell of a lot better. I would have been at least 4 points better off because let's be fair, I was always going to put Mukiele first bench, not Alderete. I would have been 4 points better off. I would have been slightly less of a red arrow. I think I ended up with a minus 18 point red arrow. Would have been minus 14 instead of minus 18. I mean, the fact that, you know what? You know what's the most annoying thing about game week 36? I said Man City would keep 2 clean sheets. I said they'd keep 2 clean sheets. The only problem is that my blokes literally showed up for one of the games, which is so annoying because like if they'd actually shown up and played both games, got 2 clean sheets, we don't know whether Mateus Nunes would have got an attacking return over the next 32 minutes he was off the field in the second game, and we don't know if O'Reilly would have got an attacking return. All I know is that VAR paid to my best laid plans when they disallowed that goal for West Ham and gave Arsenal the 1-0 win. I think if that hadn't have happened, I think that the Man City lineup midweek would have been substantially different. I probably have a lot more points right now. Alas, I do not. It's one of those things. Stuff happens. A bit like life. Stuff happens. You just got to roll with it, right? Take out Bogle and Richarlison for Tarkowski and Bowen. I think they're good moves. For what it's worth, I think you can probably make your 4 points up there because Bogle's not going to show up anyway. So, from my knowledge, Bogle will not play this week based off the press conference updates that I read before. So, I think that probably, unless Richarlison goes and gets a barnstormer, you're probably going to cover it this week, I think. Thoughts on my team? GK Bart Simpson. Bartman. I like it. Bartman. Nice. Gabriel Saliba, O'Reilly, yeah, decent. Fernandez, Hinchell. I love the Hinchell shout. For what it's worth, Nigel, and I know Nigel watches the streams a lot. I'm sorry, I've not covered Hinchelwood this week. He is a very good pick this week. He is actually going for, I mentioned it very quickly in the team news, Hinchelwood's going for the record of scoring for 4 games in a row for Brighton in the Premier League. He could have the record after this game week. So I really love him as a pick this week. Ryan, for what it's worth, I think Bournemouth do score. Saka captain, I don't mind. Turkey, Haaland, Pedro, bench, Darlow, Van Heck, Hill. So for what it's worth, I'd probably play Van Heck over Pedro, but that's just me, I think. Saka or Gyökeres for captaincy. I don't like either of them. I've got Saka in my own team and he's not captain. Maybe I'll live to regret this moment in life, probably. But if I had to pick between those two, I'd pick Saka. Saka, for me, has the more consistent, higher ceiling. Villa and Liverpool goals percentage for this week has gone down recently. Maybe there will be some forward rotation. Well, I thought that game had 1 all written all over it, to be honest. FPL Kevy. Hello, buddy. How are you, buddy? Bruno still... of course he's good. He's still chasing the record, man. This dude is literally... What is he on now? Like, he's chasing the assist record. He's up to 21 assists for the season. He's 100% going to be trying to get it. I mean, I guarantee you Bruno puts a ball on Casemiro's head in this week. It's just a matter of whether Casemiro scores or not. If Casemiro scores, I'm going to look like an absolute legend here, finally, for once, my triple Man United attack. There is a world where he does nothing and Man United suck and lose 1-0 at home, and I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so done with Michael Carrick. I already hate him enough as it is as manager. I don't want him anymore. Marlon, how are you? Card, keep Welbeck or DCL? Listening to you changing one of them to Thiago. Welbeck or DCL? I would go with DCL and the card agrees. I think Welbeck next week just looks like a real... Welbeck always scores against Man United in game week 38. Like, that has to be in the calculations. Danny Welbeck's record against Man United when he plays them post leaving the club is through the roof. He's so good against us. It's stupid. And I know this because quite often I get annoyed with the fact that we're losing to Brighton because of the fact that he scored. What do you think of Damsgaard as a pick? Should I bring Damsgaard? I prefer Kevin Dewsbury Hall, for what it's worth, Chris. I really love the Damsgaard pick. This week it could be amazing, just not so sure it's as good in game week 38, whereas Kevin Dewsbury Hall I think will be great both weeks. So what are the crazy picks for this week then? This week, Matt, Casemiro, 100%. 100%. Lock him in, baby. He's an amazing pick. Damsgaard, as someone said there, is actually a really good punt this week as well. For what it's worth, Dirty Dom against that Aston Villa team is probably pretty good too, and I can't believe I'm saying that again. Trossard is 100% a good pick this week as well. I think he's going to bang against Burnley. Who else have we got this week? Oh, what are the other fixtures? Actually, what are the other fixtures? Let me have a look here. So the other fixtures this week are also... Let's see if I can pick up some gems that people don't have. Hinchelwood, I think, against Wolves will be a great pick as well. No, not against Wolves. Against Leeds will be great. Huang Hee-chan, for what it's worth, played 90 minutes last week. He plays a Fulham team that's crap this week. Maybe he is a very good differential no one's going to go to because no one's got balls of steel, but maybe you do, Matt, and you can go there. Who else? Newcastle against West Ham. Maverick Panos could be really good in that game, for what it's worth. Newcastle conceded a few goals from set pieces. I think Mateus Fernandes could be a really good shout there too. They're probably the best ones that I can think of the top of my head. Some of these other fixtures, I'm like, I don't really want any part of them, and I've tried to just avoid those fixtures in general. Andrew looks good. Just hoping Saka gets more than 59 minutes. Yeah, fair. Hits a fine. Last week I went Morgan Gibbs-White and Dango to Bruno G and Dirty Dom. See, there you go. That is the definition of a hit paying off. Dango got 1 point. Morgan Gibbs-White got none from memory. Dirty Dom obviously didn't do much, but Bruno G covered the points easily. Yeah, but he definitely still covered the -4, exactly. Stephen, how are you, buddy? What had been your best decision for the season? Bringing Harry Bloody Wilson before Burnley the first time round. 100% the best move I've made all season long. He's banged. I didn't want to sell him on wildcard because he's been so good for me, but he had to go because the fixtures weren't there and Fulham have literally dived off a cliff, as I predicted. There's been a few things that I've been spot on about. It's just, unfortunately, some of the players I've identified, I've gone with the wrong 50-50 for my own team, and yet other people have gone with the people I've said in the differentials video, got all the points, and I've literally just ended up on the same wrong idiot every single week when I make a move. So I'm like... yeah, it's one of them weird ones. Plus, last week, Mukiele Alderete, 14 points on the bench. Bloody Bruno and Mbumo and Casemiro combining for 3 points on field. That royally stunk up my team last week. It butchered me. Haaland and Bruno, for what it's worth, Bruno's a better captain than Haaland this week. That's my gut feel anyway. Bruno's playing at home, substantially more points in general playing at home this season. So at home, he's got a way better record. I actually can't remember the last time he blanked at home. Let's see when the last time he blanked at home. So the last time he blanked at home was... he didn't play in the Wolves game. That's why he got no points. Didn't play in the Newcastle game. Bruno has not blanked at home since game week 14 against West Ham. That is a ridiculously good run. And even then he got DC. And people will say, you know what, that's... I'm assuming he got DC that day because he got 4 points. That's the last time Bruno sucked at home. His record at home this season for Manchester United is through the bloody roof. If you're guaranteed to get points out of Bruno this weekend, even though it's an early kickoff on Sunday. Kevin Dewsbury Hall and die on free hit. For me, it's Kevin Dewsbury Hall. Just a way better player. Yes, Lewis Potter could be the 100%. If you're after a differential defender, I forgot about him. Thank you for reminding me, Andrew. I said that on the late mail, Matt. Lewis Potter is a great shout this week. He has been... Actually, I'm just going to quickly double check that. I feel like Lewis Potter... He's played 90 minutes since game week 30. Lewis Potter's definitely the one. Since then he's got 2 assists. He's got the capability. Part of me thinks that Palace don't score. And if they don't score, then Lewis Potter could be on for a huge haul in that game. Already got Casemiro, but good to know. Fair. Same for me. Harry Wilson added him for the whole... Yeah, he was so good, man. I still wish he was in the team. Part of me did weigh up bringing him back in, but I can't bring him in. He's not even playing 70 plus minutes anymore. He's back down to 60 odd. And I was like, that is not what you want. Card call for G, Bruno G or Kevin Dewsbury Hall captain. Kevin Dewsbury Hall, baby. The Kevin. Yes, Darius, hope you're well. Yes, Chris, how are you, buddy? My voice has actually been off this week. I've actually felt a little bit weird at work this week, just lethargic. I don't know if that's the best way to describe. We've got quite a bit of sickness. We're obviously going into winter, right? We're in Australia, so we're going into winter. You guys are going into summer in the UK, and it is cold. Everyone saw I was wearing a hoodie for most of the late mail. I'm now quite warm. The room's heated up because of the computer, etc., etc. I think maybe I might be a little bit sick because my voice has been like really off all week, and like hopefully it will survive the weekend. Man United and Casemiro score, it might not survive the weekend, but we're going to try and survive the weekend. On bench boost this week, Rogers to Saka Raya for a -4. Also, is it worth keeping Cherky or O'Reilly this week on bench boost? It's definitely worth keeping them. They're probably going to play. But for what it's worth, ignore the FA Cup. The only way that the City players don't start against Bournemouth is if they get injured in the FA Cup. If they don't get injured, you can guarantee it'll be the same 11 that's been playing. I know they didn't play against Crystal Palace, but I would be shocked, absolutely shocked if it wasn't a strong 11 to push Arsenal to the final day. Like, Pep won't want to give it away for free. Bench Semenyo or Cherky? I think I'd bench Cherky. What's up with all the Brunos constantly returning at home? I know it's hard to believe, G. And literally, Bruno Fernandes, Bruno G, just lock him in at home, baby. Bruno G's probably going to bang this week too. Stephen Howie, at least you didn't have a more humiliating. Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I didn't. It could still come, right? No one's captaining Casemiro this weekend. It could definitely. It could be my turn. It could be my turn to get absolutely royally screwed over. Definitely could happen still. Should I take a -4 for Beto or a midfielder? FYI, I have Kevin Dewsbury Hall. If you're chasing, how confident are you? Who are you moving out? Who are you moving out for Beto? And who are you going to be benching to play Beto? Those are the two key questions, Reza Gaming. If you can answer them, I'll have a bit more understanding about whether I think it's a good move or not. I'm chasing rank, 2 free transfers, 1.8 in the bank. Thoughts on selling Lacroix for Keane? Yes, love it. And João Pedro for Gyökeres. I can't sell Calvert-Lewin for Gyökeres due to funds. Then I start Keane over Van Heck. 100%. The Keane move, big fat tick. If you're chasing, is Gyökeres really the answer? That's my question to you. I'd prefer chasing a Bowen who's got something to play for. I know Gyökeres got something to play for. I'm just concerned that Havertz is back in the frame. They're going to want to get him some minutes. It's a tough one. For what it's worth, I had Gyökeres in the trap on the late mail because I don't know. I don't really rate him, and I feel like he could easily bang right. Don't get me wrong. He could easily bang and make me look like an absolute goose. Part of me thinks he could easily get a 2-pointer or a 1-pointer, and then you're just like, well, why did I get him? I feel like there's better punts if you're chasing a forward. Like, I love Beto this week. Beto's my 1-week punt as a forward this week. Under 10%. If he pops, you're going to bang because no one actually owns him, and he's been in pretty good form. Casemiro, captain, and Gabriel VC taking a -8 to bring in Tarkowski, Saka, and Thiago. Concerned with Saka ownership? Fair. Yeah, I don't mind that. That's actually, for what it's worth, I could just move Saka to Trossard and just roll with it and just hope that I've got it right. I have weighed that up in my own team. I'm like, part of me's like, I don't really know who to bench. Maybe I just move Saka to Trossard, which would be the most stupid move probably ever happen. But I feel like Trossard will play 90 minutes. I'm not sure Saka does. Looks like 3 Arsenal, 3 City, 3 Brighton could go really wrong. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, my triple Man United attack has literally crucified me for the last few weeks. Like, I could have made so much more rank if I just not gone all in on my own team. But, it is one of those things. It's just, I've not had a good season as it is. Compared to last season, 4,881, I'll be happy to just finish inside the top million now and just write the season off for what it has been, an unmitigated disaster across the board. I think I'll go Beto and instead take out Morgan Gibbs White for Bruno G. Fair. Yeah, decent moves. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about Beto I love, this week. I don't need a forward this week. I'm very happy with Bowen. I've got Bowen for this week and next week. Thiago, for what it's worth, could easily bang the next 2 weeks as well. How many goals is he behind Haaland? He's a fair few goals, isn't he? Haaland's on 20. Actually, he's not that far. He's only 4 goals off. If he scored a couple of goals against Crystal Palace, it would make it interesting on the final day. But you'd imagine Haaland's got the job done. He's 4 goals in front of Thiago. You'd expect him to hold on there and just get the biscuits in. I think I'm going to make some. I think I'm going to play Mukiele here. Watch Mateus Nunes score a goal against Bournemouth now. It's just going to happen, isn't it? That's actually going to happen. I could just feel it. Whatever I do here, I'm going to get it wrong. I'm going to gamble on the wrong two idiots. And the other two are going to be the ones that get the goals. I just go back like Newcastle. So Everton at home, right? They conceded set-piece goals. They conceded twice to Malik Jow off a set-piece. They've definitely conceded quite a few set-piece goals, Everton. Maybe the smart move is actually to play both Sunderland defenders and just bench the City assets. I don't know. Do I think Watkins gets something tonight? Depends on how many minutes he gets. If I knew the starting lineup and he was starting, I'd be like, yeah, he probably gets something, but I'm not 100% sure. %78% of people are not using a chip. Wow. So that's still 22% of people. That's a lot of people. Like, I know it's only like 46 votes so far, but like, that is a lot of people that are using a chip this week. Or still have a chip to play. I mean, for what it's worth, I held my free hit till game week 38 last year, and I kind of wish I still had it because I know I used my free hit really well this year. I got 101 points off the game week 33 when I just free hit it in that team. The annoying thing is that I look back at that team I wildcarded in 32, and I made some stupid decisions with who I bought in. I bought literally 2 flag players in on wildcard, and they both have not played since game week 32. Like, that is just stupidity. If I had my time back again, I would not have done that. Aaron, I like Somerville. I know I haven't covered him this week. I don't mind him as well. He has gone off the boil a little bit, though, of late. His attacking returns haven't been quite as consistent as what they were earlier in the season when he was in that kind of purple batch. But look, Newcastle are not a very good defensive side. They're not in very good form. There is every world where Somerville bangs in this game. So I don't mind him as a shout for sure. I think he could be pretty good this week. Don't mind that one at all. I mean, it's so weird. Like, the Cards team has been killing mine since wildcard. It's actually unbelievable. It's like so many points extra up on me. It's insane. Oh, yes. Gee, I forgot about him. So, yeah, I covered him in differentials, right? So I didn't cover Somerville. But Thomas Souček, I've got to check the stats on this because I feel like I'm right about this, but I could be wrong. Let's go to Souček. Where's Souček here? Souček comes in at 5.7. So he scored against Everton. They won that game. Got 4 points against Wolves when they won. Only got 3 against Fulham. Scored against Liverpool. Scored against Man United when they drew. He didn't play a lot earlier in the season. Got an assist there. I don't know. I have a feeling that this guy's going to bang. Scored against Burnley. Scored against... Hey, look at that. Thomas Souček scored against Newcastle in game week 10, folks. So he's already scored against Newcastle this season. 0.99 XG in that game against Newcastle. Maybe he should have had 2. I really love the Thomas Souček punt. But if there was a... Actually, you know what? I'm going to bring him in next week. Next week against Leeds. If I'm just having a cheeky punt, I'm bringing in Thomas Souček, I'm bringing in Mavropanos, and I'm going all in on West Ham. If they've got a chance of staying up, that's what I'm doing next week. If I don't make a move today, that is 100% what I'm going to do next week. And rock it. And I hope it bangs. I don't know if it's going to bang, but I bloody well hope it does. But yes, Souček is the one. G's right. 100%. Souček is definitely run. I know, but yeah, risk it for the biscuit, baby. You know the saying, risk it for the biscuit. Yeah, I'd 100%, I'll be doing that. Captain Gabriel, Jokers, Doku, Bruno, Saka, I feel like Michael Jackson might have something up his sleeve for a nasty 0-0. I struggle to see Burnley scoring unless some weird intervention, divine intervention happens. VAR corrects the nonsense from last week, pays a penalty against Arsenal off a set piece for like holding at a corner or something, for like some justice or whatever, and Fleming scores a penalty. Outside of that, I really struggle to see Burnley scoring. I just can't see it. Gabriel is 100% a lock for a minimum of 6 points this week. 100% he is a lock for 6 points this week. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, maybe I should just captain Gabriel because it does seem like the no-brainer move, right? But then in my head, I'm like going, it's the Casemiro show, man. This is his last game at Old Trafford. The D unit's on board with it. Surely Casemiro's not going to let me down. Dubravka 90th minute header. It'll probably be a Weiss 90-minute header, but yes, I like it. I like it 100%. Part of me is like, do I just bench O'Reilly here as well? Just bench O'Reilly and be done with it. Because I'm like going, who else would I bench? I really think that Bowen's going to get something against Newcastle away. I fancy them to get something out of that game, the way Newcastle are playing. And it's probably going to be off a set piece. And Bowen's been whacking the ball in with just wicked delivery, like for what feels like the last half of the season. Like his corners from the right-hand side, the in-swinging left-foot corners, they're probably the best corners in the Premier League at the moment. I feel like I can't do it. I can't take him out of the team. One last hurrah for Uncle Cass. Like it. Thoughts on swapping Eze to Trossard and getting in Gyökeres? I don't know about the Eze one, man. He probably does. I mean, there's Odegaard. There's a lot of players at Arsenal because most of them are back fit again that take minutes off each other. Like, Havertz is fit as well. Like, surely Havertz gets some minutes in this Burnley game. Like, is that at the expense of Gyökeres or in combination with Gyökeres? It's really bloody hard to tell, right? I don't know. Like, part of me is like, I wish I hadn't got Saka and just rolled with a third Arsenal defender. I wish that is what I'd done. I didn't do that. I was an idiot. I spent all my team money. Now I've got no money in the bank. So literally whatever I do, I've actually got to make some money or raise some money from moves that I make. So I don't know if that's hamstrung me, but in theory, I look at the team and I'm like, do I actually need to make a transfer for the rest of the season? I don't even know if I need to be honest. Yeah. Part of me is like, do you just bench O'Reilly and just hope that Ait-Nouri starts and then Mateus Nunes starts at right back? I mean, that might be the play. Just back in the lower ownership player and just hope that I've got it right or I'm going to get murdered again. Don't bench him. I know. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I move O'Reilly in for Nunes there. Bench O'Reilly. Or just bench them both and play Alderete. Radicals, yeah, I know. Part of me is like, Mbumo's got to get a goal. Surely this man's got to get a goal. When's the last time he scored? Good God. So he got an assist in back-to-back weeks, 27, 26. He's not scored a Premier League goal since game week 25. Maybe it's just moving Mbumo out of the team, man. Maybe I need to sell. Maybe I need to get rid of Mbumo. Maybe that's the issue of my team. Watch him. I mean, maybe I'll start Alderete over Mbumo. Mbumo first bench, Rogers second, old mate last. I don't know. What was that question? Radicals afternoon. Can't call on benching Senesi. Bench Senesi, yes or no? No. Don't bench Senesi. My bench boost team. Leno, Gabriel, O'Reilly, Van Heck, Bruno, Cherky, Doku, Saka. I love the Doku and Cherky picks. That pretty good. Saka, Watkins, Welbeck, Gyökeres, Darlow, Somerville, Tarkowski, Lewis Potter. I love the bench. The bench is sick. That bench is actually sick. I'm not even going to lie. That is a sick bench. That's actually a sick bench. All right. Why is this not working? Why is it saying connect? Oh, this is so stupid. I have to use my phone for this, aren't I? Sorry, folks. I'm just going to quickly do something. Bear with me 1 second. Doing something non-FPL related at the moment. And it's not quite working for me at the moment. Hold on, where are we at? All right, there we go. All right, I need to get this off. Hold on. Turn off. Now I can see again. All right, where are we at? Let's go to end soonest. Nobody wants this guy. Oh man, I really need this guy. I'm going to have to bid on him. What's the max? I'm going to end up paying way too much money for this guy. Oh my God, this is actually installed. Oh my God, this does not like me. Why is it not liking me? This is ridiculous. All right, let's see if this will work now. Aha, it's going to let me now. All right, sweet. I was like, what the hell is going on here? All right, let's just do that, see what happens. Yep, waiting. Sorry, might something come on screen. No, you're not going to see that. That's handy. All right, yes, confirm. Oh my God. I did it? Oh. Oh my God, this is literally D-Unit distracted. What the hell is going on here? Did that work? Did that work? I don't even know if that worked. It did work. Oh my God. All right, sorry. Back in business. Back in business. What was that? I mean, that was very bizarre. West Ham have something to play for, but I can't find anyone else to bench but Bowen. Fair. And Boomo for Cunha. I mean, you'd think Cunha's probably more likely to start. I feel like Rodgers bangs... I know, exactly. This is what I mean. Like, Rodgers is 100% going to haunt me on the bench. I know it, but I can't do anything about it. Like, I can't bring myself to bench the United player, but maybe that is the smart move. Captain Bruno or Gabriel? Bruno. I said that on the late mail as well, which is concerning. Lacroix to Pedro Porro? No. I don't think Tottenham are keeping it. I mean, they might, but the game is at Chelsea. I mean, oh God, that's such a hard game to call. I thought for what it's worth. I thought Spurs would take care of Leeds comfortably, and they didn't. So I've got no faith in them against Chelsea, even though I think Chelsea will be a bang easy fixture for them, considering they've played the FA Cup 3 days early, but I have no faith there at all. I wish I was triple captaining. I wish I'd triple captained Gabriel last week. Yes, Gabriel. 100% Gabriel. I wouldn't even worry about thinking about that. Just do it. Gabriel seems like a pretty good shout to me. All right, let's end that there. Surprising, about a quarter of people still have a chip to play, which is interesting. João Pedro or Gyökeres, I think in that case, it's so weird because it just depends on that FA Cup game. We're not going to know the answer to that until after the FA Cup. Gyökeres is probably the safer punt, and probably a lot of people probably benched João Pedro. I don't really know, to be honest, but maybe I don't know. Triple captain Gabriel all day long, baby. It's got to be. Gabriel, you would think, is a baseline of 6 points minimum. Minimum. Let's see what Let's see who people are captaining and who are you captaining. All right, let's have a look. Hold on. Click the wrong thing here. Get rid of that. There we go. Poll. All right. I've got to put Haaland there just because I think a lot of people will be tempted by him still because, you know, he cost 14.7 mil and he got 11 points. And they need to score goals in order to keep the pressure on. So you think that he's probably going to be a good shout. I'm going to put Gabriel there. Probably going to put Gyökeres as well. I feel like, for what it's worth, Haaland's not even the best fourth option. I'm going to take Haaland out. Sorry, folks. I'm going to, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to Bruno F or Haaland. Because I feel like a lot of people are looking at an Arsenal asset this week. I feel like Bruno F or Haaland as one, Arsenal assets the rest. I have to play Lacroix, but I think he's going to get rotated. Who should I bring in? I'm using bench boost this week. Depending on your money, if you've got the money, I'd get Tarkowski. If you don't, Keane. If you prefer Sunderland instead, probably pretty locks for 4 points each. Alderete, Mukiele look like pretty good punts as well. Man. I feel like Hincapi starts because why would you risk someone that is injury prone against Burnley when you can play Hincapi? So for me, I feel like Hincapi should start, but I don't say that with any confidence. Oh, well, you did well, man. You did well. First, my football team's mini league looking to hold on. Nice. I think you'll hold on. If you got triple captain this week, provided they get a return, you should be sweet. Captaining Bruno G. I'm on Tiago. Yeah, Tiago captain actually, for what it's worth, is not a bad pun as well. Mr. Jonesy, what do you think of Bruno G? I love him. Bruno G as a pick is really good. His point scoring at home is really good as well. Kevin Dewsbury Hall got the captaincy on Saka, but Fernandez and Gabriel attempting, and Kevin Dewsbury Hall's a crazy punt potentially. What do you think? Yeah. I love the Kevin Dewsbury Hall punt. Like, that dude has been so consistent this season. Like, literally so consistent. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Oh, a real lot of sense. I'm going to get cooked here. I'm not going to be able to get the player I want. I missed the start of the auction by like 30 seconds and got just, yeah. Oh, well, it is what it is. We'll roll, see what happens after the stream. We got another poll later. If, by the way, does I don't know if I've got it in me, to be honest, but I'm going to sit there and offer it anyway, see what the appetite is for it later. Already won my head-to-head league. Might do a big minus next week just for the hell of it. I love it. I mean, that's what I did last year. I mean, like, well, in fairness, I did actually think I was in with a chance of winning FPL last year, because I was like, what did we get to? Game week 32, and we were within like 80 points of winning it. And I had all my chips still, and I was like, if I get this right, it could be biblical. I could be world number one. Alas, it didn't quite go to plan. A bit like what this season's literally been like, just hasn't gone quite to plan. Love it. The auction yard. Gee, man, I got missed out. I wanted the forward. I'm currently leading the forward, but I don't think I'm going to get him. I feel like Crispy's definitely going to bid on this guy, and I'm not paying what he's going to pay. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if he goes any higher. I know what Crispy's wallet is, and I feel like Crispy's looking at him and going, am I going to beat the D, and am I going to force him to pay up? I'm not paying up, baby. I've got Bayer in development. But the reason why I want this forward, G, is because of the fact that then I can send Bayer to Brittle, and he can actually train up for a couple of seasons. Because I feel like I brought him to South Park because I was so sick of Frost. But like, I feel like Frost is an issue that I just need to move on. So my plan is to get this other guy. Hopefully he's as half decent as Bayer. He plays to South Park. Bayer goes to Brittle, trains up this season, trains up next season, then he comes back. Already I'm out. Doing Rogers to Bruno G. Are there any midfielders that you think can hold 10 plus that can make a -4 worth? Chasing first 20 points behind. Casemiro. Final game at Old Trafford. He's the only one. There's a reason why I bought Casemiro. It was for this game so I could captain him in this fixture. Trossard as well could also be a really good punt. Go Crispy. I want to bring... You just don't want to play against Bayer, mate. I want to bring in Casemiro, and if I do, bench one. Richarlison or Welbeck, the pigeon. You're playing Welbeck against that Leeds team. Leeds have got so many issues in that team this week. A lot of players out. I just feel like it's a pretty easy decision, that one. Forson, Hilda Saliba, Cherky to Kevin Dewsbury on Bowen to Jokeres. I don't like the Bowen move. I'm very happy to have Bowen this week, 100%. Hilda Saliba, tick. Kevin Dewsbury Hall for Cherky, for what it's worth. I think that's a tick as well. I'm here for your Ivan Campo captaincy punt. You better believe it, Bateman. Casemiro captain locked in. I don't even have to think about it. I've been hot on Casemiro captain all week. I was like, he's been rested. Game week 37. He's going to come out and he's either going to get red carded and get me the better. I'm going to beat Nightmares Anthony Gordon captaincy punt. But if I've got it right, he is going to score his 10th goal of the season, and the D unit might actually look like a genius for once. And it's been rare this season. Bruno G or Dewsbury Hall captain. For what it's worth, I think Kevin Dewsbury Hall's a better captain shout than Bruno G. I just think West Ham are going to be real. I struggle to see Newcastle winning that game against West Ham. I think that West Ham win it. You think Van Heck to Saliba for a hit could backfire? Yes. I mean, Saliba's not going to... Well, he could. realistically, Saliba, I don't want to sit there and make this up. I feel like I'm right, but I need to double check just so I know that I'm right. Saliba, I'm pretty confident he did score. Sorry, my apologies. I was about to say he's not had an attacking return all season. He's had 1 goal against Chelsea. Outside of that, he's had nothing. But, I mean, his only other double-figure haul was against Everton where he got 11 points. He must have got DC that day and 3 bonus. Outside of that, Saliba's done nothing, right? Let's go to Van Heck. Where's Van Hecky? So Van Heck just has... I mean, he's nowhere near as likely to keep a clean sheet for what it's worth. But this dude can score a goal. Like, he has got 3 goals, 3 assists for the season. I'm not sure a Saliba in for Van Heck covers the punt. Like, it covers a -4. That's my gut read on that one. And that's just based on the fact that Van Heck, even if he concedes, quite often he gets a goal, because if they've conceded, he then goes up forward and somehow ends up getting an assist or a goal. Kevin Dewsbury Hall captaincy, love it. CM, good to see you, buddy. Been a while. Yeah, Saliba is literally the definition of 6 points most of the time, or he gets 7. He somehow scams like 1 bonus for something or other. Like, that is literally what Saliba offers most weeks when Arsenal keep a clean sheet. He doesn't normally score. He doesn't normally get the DC. It's Gabriel that normally gets it. For whatever reason, I'm not sure why that is, but it just seems to be that's how it plays out. He is the definition of a 6-7 pointer, if that makes sense. Cunha and Boomer and Casemiro are on 9 league goals. Hopefully they run right, mate. I hope they bloody well do as Rob. I mean, I've been waiting 5 weeks for these idiots to do something all together in a game. Surely it's game week 37. If it's not, I've fallen into the trap of don't pick players from your own bloody team because they suck. Bringing Casemiro on bench for Richarlison for -40. You think it'll pay off? I don't know. It's the honest answer. I could see the pigeon scoring for Spurs against Chelsea, but I think Casemiro beats him. I feel like Casemiro scores a goal. I'm gifting memberships if Casemiro scores a goal or if he doesn't, because I've captained him and I've looked like an idiot. Either way, Man United on Sunday lunchtime. Make sure you join for that watch along, because it's going to be either one of the world's most biblical fails in history, or I'm going to look like an absolute genius. And I'm going against everything I believe in. I don't captain anyone ever in the early kickoff, and I'm going against my own bloody rule this week, and guaranteed. The other times this season where I should have gone against my own rule, it burnt me. Guaranteed this week it's going to either just murder me and I'll be living to regret it, or something's going to happen. So play Van Heck instead of Cherky. Oh, God, that's a tough call. Let's ask the card. I can't answer that question. Van Heck versus Cherky. The card can't even make a decision, man. It landed like that. Too close to call, Matty. Do you think Lewis Skelly is a good option? Try and decide between him and Trossard. It's Trossard all day long. That one I even have to think about. It is Trossard all day long. Lewis Skelly, the role he's been playing in that midfield, all he's getting is 6 points. He ain't getting anything else. And that's based off the clean sheet, and that's provided he doesn't get booked. Van Heck and Mavropanos of random aerial threat that gets under the shadow of Gabriel. Yes. Will you be watching Eurovision? Mate, I'm not watching Eurovision. And why is Australia in Eurovision to begin with? Like, we're not in Europe. Like, why do they invite countries that aren't in Europe? Like, it makes no sense to me, that. And plus, I have no idea who we're sending, but I don't watch it. Yeah. I'm going to enjoy a couple of weeks off from FPL before the World Cup starts. Going to make a couple of videos about Club World Cup content. We're going to do live England watch-alongs, just because I'm an idiot and I believe that England are going to win it yet again. And I always start the tournaments like this, and then the longer the tournament goes, I think maybe it's our time. We're getting lucky with these wins when we're playing like crap football, and then obviously we get done. But this time round, we don't have Southgate playing Southgate ball with bloody Steve Holland. Instead, Steve Holland is corrupting Michael Carrick, and Michael Carrick is playing bloody Southgate ball at Man United. So you don't have to worry about England playing it. Tuchel might be the business. He might finally get it done for England. Who knows? Well, couldn't you start? Why would he not? I mean, if Sheshko's not available, This is the last home game of the season. You can't be putting up a crap performance. You can't be playing Joshua Zirkzee up front for 90 minutes. Or how many minutes he last week? Like 70 minutes. We were so bad. And Sunderland knew we were bad because we had a wet mop flying around up front that is only good at wiping up the mess from Scott McTominay in the Serie A league. Like there was no threat from Man United last week with that team. None. Until Mbeumo came on the field and he got 15 minutes last week. Not good enough from Carrick. If you were to put money on 2 players to score this week, who would they be? Casemiro. I've actually already put a bet on Casemiro scoring this week. And Thiago and Casemiro. I think 100% score this week. Play Wilson or Richarlison. I'm assuming that's Harry Bloody Wilson. I'm playing Harry Bloody Wilson over Richarlison. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. See, I understand the Friday being like the first kickoff, right? The early kickoff, whatever you want to call it. That's the first game of the game week. I'm very superstitious on captaining on a Friday night. Very superstitious on captaining in a game that starts at 12:30. That is just me. But this week I'm going to go against it. I'm going to back in my boy. Go to bench all 3 City and back Bournemouth for a clean sheet plus captain Kevin Dewsbury Hall. Nice. Don't mind that, Sebastian. Most Aussies are in the UK anyway. So, yeah, well, that's probably a fair call. That's probably a fair call, Marcus, not going to lie. That's a fair call. Very fair call. Ironically, Gabriel's leading the captaincy poll by some distance, like 41% to 30% of Saka. Bruno/Haaland is coming in at the same percentage as Gyökeres. I mean, get your votes in, folks. Bench Bowen or sell Rodgers to Kevin Giswell, Gu, Morris, and I and play in one of them. I've thought about doing exactly what you're talking about, Stratus. I was going to sell Rodgers for Kevin Dewsbury Hall. I think West Ham get a result against Newcastle. That's just my... I've looked at the game right. I'm like going, Newcastle have nothing to play for. They're not getting into Europe. Like, that's just factual. They're not getting into a European place. They've had a stinking season outside of a couple of games in the Champions League. They've been horrendous. West Ham need a win. If West Ham win the next 2 games, I don't see Spurs winning the next 2 games. That means West Ham will stay up. I'm 100% backing in Jarrod Bowen to be involved in any West Ham goals that happen over game week 37 and game week 38. There is no way I'm moving him. There's no way I'm benching him. Yeah, I'm 100% starting him. Yeah. For what it's worth, I've looked at doing exactly what you said. Selling Rodgers for someone else and benching Bowen, I can't do it. I feel like if I was to do that, I'd have to bench Brian and Mbeumo, which might actually be the intelligent decision. I might even bench Brian and Mbeumo anyway. But part of me believes that one of these weeks, one of the 5 weeks on Triple Man United attack, it's going to bang. And it has to be this week because it's not going to be next week. Casemiro won't play next week. This is his final game for Man United. I have to just sit there. I've just got to see it through and hope that this is the week, right? Hopefully this is the week. Yeah, exactly. I'm also captaining Bowen next week. That's 100%. Like, I look at the fixture, Leeds, West Ham need a win. If they win this week, force it to the final day, 100%. Jarrod Bowen captain, locked and loaded. Let's roll. If I already own Gabby and Saka, would you do a -4 to bring in Trossard for Cherky? Depends on who you're selling. Oh, you're selling Cherky. Sorry. This is another tough one. I don't know. So imagine you bring Trossard in, right? Plays 67 minutes, comes off, hasn't scored. Somehow Arsenal cock it up against Burnley, which is, let's be fair, we're talking like minute percent, like literally under a 1% chance. It's actually probably higher than that, but I'm going to say it's a 1% chance and below. Like, I think maybe there is a world where those events happen and then Man City know that they can win the title because they'll have a better goal difference, right? So then they go out and they score a boatload of goals against Bournemouth. Like, that is definitely possible. God, if that happens, that would be insane. I don't know. I don't think that's worth a -4, to be honest, is my gut feel. 1 hour, 10 minutes to get Kevin Dewsbury Hall for Rodgers and bench and Boomo. I should do it, eh? You know, the other thing is, I actually thought about bringing in Elliot Anderson instead. Like, Elliot Anderson's been killing it, right? What are the fixtures for Elliot Anderson? What's he got for the last couple of weeks? Game week 38. Nottingham Forest play. Bournemouth. Okay, he's probably not doing anything in that game. Actually, probably gets 4 points in that game. Kevin Dewsbury Hall, though, probably does something against both Spurs and Sunderland. So the thing is, if I bring in Kevin Dewsbury Hall, I'll want to bench my Sunderland defenders because then I'm backing him in to do something. A part of me wants to play the Sunderland defence for whatever weird, wacky reason it is. I feel like that's kind of what I want to do. I don't know why I want to do it. I just think it could work. Like, I feel like I should just all in commit. Bench the Man City boys, play the Sunderland ones. Back in the result I said in the late mail, 0-0, Everton versus Sunderland. I mean, that is the kind of game that could finish 0-0. It's also the kind of game that Sunderland could get rocked like 3 or 4 goals too. Do I sell Stroke for Lewis Potter and then play Lewis Potter over Van Heck? 4. I don't mind that. That is a good move. I like that move. That is a risky move, but I love it. I can get on board with that one, Morgan Jones. That's a nice move. That's actually a really nice move. I think that's a great one. Definitely, 100%. Lewis Potter. I really wanted to include him in the differentials this week. I just thought, I don't know why I didn't, to be honest. I really think that Crystal Palace team is there for the taking. I would not be surprised if Lewis Potter got like a 10+ figure haul this week. Bench one, Cherky or Dewsbury Hall or forfeit, bringing in Casemiro and playing both. I feel like I'd play them both. I feel like Casemiro is a 1 week punt, right? Whatever you do, if you don't need to play Casemiro in game week 38, I love the move. But this is literally a game week 37 and done move. There's no way he's playing against Brighton. No way. He's playing against Nottingham Forest or home on Sunday, and that will be it. That will be his last Man United game. I'm pretty convinced about that. I'd be shocked if I've got this wrong. Yeah, I'd be shocked if I got it wrong. I reckon Casemiro probably gets the business done. Would I take him out for Kevin Dewsbury Hall and Bowen? I'd definitely take out Eva Nilsson for Bowen, yes. I'm not sure about the other move. I still feel like the City assets are good. I know that Cherky started on the bench the last game. That was clearly squad rotation. I mean, Doku started on the bench as well. Haaland didn't even get off the bench. O'Reilly wasn't even in the squad. That won't happen against Bournemouth. I think that all those players will start. I'd be shocked if they didn't, for what it's worth. I feel like they're all locks to play against Bournemouth away. I really think that that's how it will play out. It's my gut read. Could be completely wrong 100%, but I feel like that's probably where we're looking. Yeah, I reckon that's just, I don't know. It is one of them weird ones though. Like maybe that's not the case. Maybe it's, I don't know. Don't know, but I feel like that's where I'd be looking, if that makes sense. Gabriel's going down in percentage. Maybe there's a few more people voting for Haaland and Bruno. Yeah, there's a few. He's up to 18% now. That Yoko's down to 13%. My son sold Casemiro for Anderson. Is he an idiot? No, he's not. The card reckons Anderson's going to outscore Casemiro as well. There is a world where Casemiro's on the bench, comes on for a cameo and gets 1 point. That's also a possibility I've thought about, right? And in my head, I'm like going, that would just sum up just how the luck has not been with me this year. I feel like that would just be a confirmation. If those sequence of events happened, that's confirmation. This season is not for me. Starting Casemiro and benching Morgan Gibbs White this week and hoping to do the reverse next week and we get the lineups before the deadline. No. Oh, yeah, next week we might. This week we're not going to because obviously there's Friday night football tonight. Do you have Eze to start thinking of captaining? I'm not sure. I feel like it's real 50-50 between him and Odegaard. I don't think there's much in it either. I feel like that is literally a toss of the card. I think I'd be more inclined to think that Eze starts, but I wouldn't say that with any certainty whatsoever. And I feel like there's a really strong world where I think there's a really strong world where Odegaard starts instead of Eze. Whoever starts will get about 60 to 70 minutes max, and then the other one, 100% will get like 20 minutes, maybe 25. I reckon. Sold Anderson game week 32 while my friend bought him that week. Now he's at, oh, that's mad. That is mad. Who'd you sell him for? Out of curiosity. Spencer Ridley. Think I'll go say for Gab or Saka? Odegaard played well. Yeah, exactly. Like, I featured Odegaard in the differentials because I just have a sneaky suspicion he might actually start. I don't know why. I don't say this with any confidence, any data backing it up or whatever. It's more a gut feel than anything else. Yeah. Wow, Saka's now soared into the top of the captaincy punt. Overtaking Gabriel. Wow. A lot of people have obviously bought him in and are now captaining him. Chance out Watkins for... Okay, missed that, Diggs. Chance out Watkins for Gyökeres or Haaland for Gyökeres. It's got to be Watkins. Like Aston Villa go away to Man City on the final day, having played in the Europa League final. If Aston Villa win in the Europa League final, that is literally a walk-up hit out of the park for Man City. Even I might be captaining Haaland in game week 38, you know? Unless there's no chance of Man City winning the title. Like if they cock it up against Bournemouth, there's no chance of Man City to win it. Then I think Man City assets in general are just a complete and utter sell and get out of them. But at this moment in time, you have to say that selling Watkins for Gyökeres makes a hell of a lot more sense. For all those reasons, pretty much. Yeah, I reckon that's where we are. We've got an hour to the deadline, and I can't believe I'm probably going to roll the transfer. Probably going to roll it. Part of me is like, dude, just get rid of the Man City players. Just get rid of them and just bin them off. I feel like there is definitely a world where some of these guys don't start. Hi, what do you think to sell Alderete for Virgil for -4? Thanks and good luck. Alderete for Virgil? No, definitely not. I'd be way more confident playing Alderete than Virgil van Dijk this week. Tempting to sell Ryan for a hit, but have to leave it. Bournemouth will be a tough game, exactly. I think I sold Anderson to Cunha. Oh, no. Yeah, that does hurt. I mean, Anderson scored 2 goals in that time. Yeah, I mean, Cunha missed a game. I mean, I've been unlucky, but I have been unlucky. Like, just Michael Carrick just not mentioning certain players not showing up. Q Cunha, Q Casemiro. No news that they weren't going to play. Both didn't show up in the squad. He's literally worse than bloody Mikel Arteta. And that's saying something. Don't trust Liverpool to keep clean sheet. Yeah, I have no faith in Liverpool keeping a clean sheet at all, for what it's worth. Part of me, there is a world in the next hour where I start Alderete instead of O'Reilly and play double Sunderland defence. I feel like Alderete and Mukiele are locked for 4 points each, right? It's a tough call. Part of me wants to roll for one reason. I'm going to sell Casemiro next week, right? I wish you could look in advance 1 week so you could see what I'm talking about. But if Man City don't go to the final day, I'm going to want to move these guys out of the team. They're just going to rotate right. The game week 38 is going to be irrelevant to Man City if they don't win against Bournemouth. Casemiro is 100% not going to play against Brighton, so I need to move him. Probably going to move Brian and Boomo out as well because I just don't have any faith there. And then there's bloody Morgan Rogers against Man City. Like, I've got multiple problems next week but then again, I could just play a back five next week. So I could play Gabriel, Mukeli, O'Reilly, Mateus Nunes, Alderete, back five. Then we can play Bruno. I suppose we can play Saka. Then I'm definitely playing Bowen. Realistically, I probably want to move Thiago. I mean, I only need one move next week. Maybe the smart move is actually to make a move this week and just literally hope that maybe the players actually sell Saka. For like a Trossard. Maybe that's the play. Oh, man, it's literally the downside being a Man United fan. I just know I've got to see it through. I've got to do it one more week. I've got to do it. Actually, I could take a hit this week. I could take a hit, bring in triple Arsenal defence, rock it, and hope that it bangs. Sell Saka, bring in Dewsbury. I don't know. I have to think about that. Should I take a hit this week? I don't ask the card. Should I take a hit this week? No. Even the card says I should take a bloody hit this week. Maybe, should I move? All right, so I should move Saka to Trossard for a laugh. Yes, I should. There you go. The card reckons I should move Saka to Trossard. I'm going to think about that one. I actually don't mind that one. Trossard is on my 1 week punts, and I feel like every man is dog's buying Saka this week, right? 12.7%. What's Trossard? Trossard's like 1%, isn't he? Trossard's literally going to be like 1%. Watch him get benched trying to make this move, and Saka will get like 15 points. Trossard's played 90 minutes the last 2 game weeks. Maybe he is the one. He might actually be the one. Whoops. I might do that. That might be my move. Might do that, and then I've got money next week to piss around with something. That's the plan. Would you captain Trossard or Gabriel this week? I still feel like I'd go Gabriel for what it's worth. Still feel like it's going to go. You know what? I'm going to do a poll in the last 20 minutes of this stream. I'm going to do a poll. And if the chat reckons I should do Trossard in for Saka, I'm going to do it. And if the chat reckons I shouldn't do it, I'm going to not do it. There we go. There's a reason to come back for the last 20 minutes to get your vote in. Whatever the chat says, I'm going to do. It's rare I do this, but I'm going to throw it open because you know what? You guys probably know better than me this season. Get a bench O'Reilly for stack. Who has more upside? Well, O'Reilly's got more upside, I think. I just think, I look at that Leeds team, they've got a lot of injuries. Could go bad for them. Could really go bad for them, I reckon. Look at that. That's so funny. I've been added to like this Man United, shout out to FPL Eisenberg, to this Man United chat group. And they're all discussing how crap it is that Arsenal are winning the league, playing the football they're playing. It's really weird, right? I talked to an Arsenal fan recently, like over here. And I said, what do you think of your team this year? And he goes, I hate the football we're playing, but I love the fact we're winning. And I feel like that is the crux of it. Man, you don't really care how you win the title as long as you win it. And I feel like for every Arsenal fan at the moment, they probably admit that the football's been pretty crap to watch in general this season. But hey, if you're winning and you're about to win the league and you haven't won the league for however long it is, when was the last time you won the league? I feel like I'm going to say 2003. I feel like that was the year of the Invincibles. I could be wrong, but that would have been 23 years ago. Correct me if I'm wrong, Arsenal fans, if you're out there. I'm pretty confident I'm right in that assessment that it was 2003 the last time Arsenal won the league. I think you don't probably care how you play. You probably just care that you win. Which is fair enough, right? I'd be the exact same position. If Man United won under Michael Carrick playing the same crap football I've watched for the last 10 weeks, I couldn't give two craps. I'd be like, yes, we've won. Who gives a crap? Would I have enjoyed it? I'll enjoy the win. Won't say I'll enjoy the football, though. Casemiro will be in pens. I love it. I hope he is. If I can have one more question, Hilda Mavropanos for a -4. I don't mind that move. I don't know if it pays off the -4 this week, but I think next week it will pay off the -4. Bruno will do what he did to Eriksen last season. Fair. That's a very good point, football and stuff. Hill or Tavi? It's got to be Hill. Play the defender over the midfield all day long. That's what we've learnt this season, right? Is Gyökeres a good shout for captain? If you're chasing, yes, November tune. But don't be surprised if he blanks. A unit stream? I must be dreaming and something about rolling. I know. I don't know what's going on here, so I might have to. I mean, I'm going to throw it over the chat. If the chat vote for the Saka to Trossard move, mate, I'm doing the Saka to Trossard move. I mean, can't believe I bought Saka in last week. I mean, he was an absolute fraud last week, so we'll see how we go. Start one, O'Reilly, Hill, Virgil. O'Reilly. How am I saying his power? Mate, it's because you guys keep mentioning it. I've not mentioned once that Casemiro's getting on pens. It's the chat that have mentioned it. I just read out the chat and they keep mentioning pens. So what am I meant to do? Just plot the word out? Who would you sell for Raya on the bench boost? Roofs or Darlow? Darlow. And he said his intro music is much better. I don't know. I think Luke wouldn't like that. I had the A unit. I can't see how Saka is better than Gyökeres. I don't think either of them are really good, to be honest. I feel like they're both traps. I had Saka captain and Gyökeres on the traps tonight. I don't know. It's Burnley. Are they really going to... I mean, they should score goals against Burnley, but the pressure of the title race, can it get to us or can it make them... I mean, imagine if half an hour goes past and they haven't scored against Burnley. Oh, man. Yeah. Guaranteed if I sell Saka, he's going to return. Put money on it right now. I mean, Trossard's had some big hauls this season, but Saka's... He had 11.2 weeks ago. I mean, he's had 2, 3, 4 double-figure hauls this season, Saka. I mean, he's not been magical. Trossard, in comparison, so Saka's got 147 points, right, and Trossard has got 116. He's missed a lot of games, though, Trossard. Like, doesn't normally play 90 minutes. Well, he does play 90 minutes, so he does bang. But these are the kind of games he loves. It's all risk. It's all risk. Maybe I just bench Saka and be like, you know what? I'm going to flex. I'm going to leave a third Arsenal on the bench against Burnley because they're going to suck. That would actually be pretty funny, to be fair. I told you I wouldn't be happy about that. Saka Trossard is a coin flip. See, the card likes Trossard. Yeah, I agree with Rob on that one. I'm very concerned about Gyökeres' minutes. I hope that Arsenal will bottle it. I really do. I really hope they do. What if Man United gets a penalty and Bruno lets Casemiro take the pen for the grand slam? Mate, I'm all there for it. I'll be fully on board with that. Fully on board with that. Man, imagine that. I feel like they'll be doing everything they can in that 90 minutes to get Casemiro a goal. That is my reading of what will transpire on Sunday. I could be completely wrong, but I feel like that's how it's going to go down. Bookie, Bart Simpson, Darlow, Senesi, O'Reilly, Van Eyck, Hill, Stroik, Bruno, F, Palmer, Semenyo, Hinshelwood, Jusbiel, Richarlison, Haaland, Tiago, one free transfer, 1.2 million bank. You're probably moving Palmer, mate. You've got no Arsenal. I feel like you take a hit. You get rid of Palmer to someone and you move Stroik to Gabriel. You have to have Gabriel this week. I think it's suicide to go without him. Hopefully YouTube didn't mind me saying that, but it literally is. I feel like this week of all weeks, I mean, what is he up to? I mean, he's probably going to be over 200% this week, Gabriel. 46% ownership, man. He's 100%. Like, of all the defenders to own, he is the one that you need to own this week. Yeah, literally every reason, baby. Every reason. I'm fully on board with it. I'm fully committed to it. I've spun my own narrative. I believe in the narrative until it goes up in smoke when he misses the game. You know what? I am going to make Gabriel my vice captain, though. I think for what it's worth, I probably need to do that at the very minimum. Just in case that Casemiro does not show up and Michael Carrick is telling fibs again, it is more important to make sure that I've got him there. So the thing is, I am kind of a little bit worried, right? So Casemiro 100% is going to get a standing ovation. So like at some point between the 85th minute and the end of the game, he will get subbed off. Hopefully it's after he's scored a goal. Then I won't care if he gets subbed off because I'll be doing pretty good. Do I bench Doku for a Brentford defender? Probably not. He had his rest midweek. I think the Doku starts against Bournemouth. They're going to need him to play well against Bournemouth. I think I'd still start Doku. Unless your Brentford defender was Lewis Potter, I don't think I'd do it. Is my gut feel. You know, there's no way the chat are going to vote for bloody Sucker as captain. Sucker as captain and then tell me to move Sucker out for Trossard. That's just stupid. Team was Bart Sims, Van Heck, Lewis Skelly, Riley Hill, Semenyo, Bruno. I don't mind him. I feel like I just... You've got no Gabriel far out. That's... I feel like I would have owned Gabriel and captained him instead, but that's just what I would have done. The fact that you don't have him, yeah, I'd probably do what you're doing, to be honest. It's even between Saka and Gyökeres for your captaincy. I feel like Saka's probably going to be higher owned, so if you're really chasing, Gyökeres is probably the punt. I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like the minutes for both are probably going to be affected. Got a table of 30 in tonight. Hunting party, so better get on with some work. Done team and captainers on Bruno. Best of luck, everyone. Yes, Matty. Good luck to you as well, buddy. I'll talk to you on the real chat a bit later on. Best two goalkeepers for next 2 weeks. Bench boost next week. Not Ray or Pickford have 3 Arsenal and Everton already. Roofs. Roofs is the punt. Chelsea aren't scoring against Sunderland in game week 38. Back me up, Luke. Are Chelsea scoring against Sunderland in game week 38? I don't think they are. Palmer and Bumo. Nah, I would not do that move. I know I've got Mbumo on my own team. I wouldn't do it though. If Mbumo wasn't in my team, there's no way I'm bringing him in this week. Anderson or Virgil van Dijk. You've got to bench Virgil. Anderson's 100% getting at least 4 points against Man United. Chelsea versus Spurs score prediction. 1-1. I've got that game as a 1-1. Very boring scoreline, but I think it's a 1-1. Oh, good God. If they play Mark Gui, they ain't scoring a goal. Let's be fair here. There is no way they're scoring a goal if they're playing him. Fundles, how are you, buddy? Would you sell Cherky or Roll to get Salah next week and captain him? Depends on who you're selling Cherky to. Yeah, I feel like... And are you playing Cherky this week or are you benching him? I think it all depends on a couple of different things there. If you're benching him, you probably can wait till next week. But if you're not benching him and you're playing him, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like Man City assets in general, I've got no faith in after Wednesday night. Like, part of me just wants to bench them both. What about Rice or Wilson? Rice has not been returning of late, and Harry Bloody Wilson has been non-existent since game week 31. I know it's Wolves. I can hear people saying it's Wolves, it's Wolves, it's Wolves. Yeah, but Fulham have been just as bad as Wolves the last 5 or 6 weeks. They have not been flash. They have not been flash at all. Figures a win could put Chelsea in some sort of European football, so they might have to go for it. Will they, though? Hold on, let me have a look at this table. Where's the table here? Are you sure about that? I feel like that's wrong. All right, so Chelsea currently in 9th on 49 points. Brentford beat Crystal Palace. They'll be on 54 before Chelsea play. Brighton will beat Leeds, which will put them on 56. Bournemouth probably lose, which means that they will be staying on 55. Again, 5 points clear of Chelsea. Chelsea, if they beat Spurs, would take them to 52. But if they don't beat Spurs, their European dreams are all over. And my money's on their European dreams being all over. Playing Cherokee, no idea who I would buy if I sell fair. Part of why I'm not top 100k right now is Gabriel. Fair. Should I bench Cherokee or Elliot Anderson? Probably Cherokee. Chelsea to beat Spuds and then lose to Sunderland. That's 100% happening, isn't it? I mean, that would not surprise me in the slightest. I feel like Chelsea will be quite motivated to beat Spurs. I don't know why I feel like this is the case, because in reality it doesn't really affect them what happens there, but I feel like that might happen. Maybe. You've seen Donkey Timu Jesus, by the way, in admin chat. Oh, what's he doing now? T needs to go to sleep, the fool. He needs to lay off the beers so he doesn't end up like that. Oh, God, I actually want to share that on the stream, but I don't know how I can do that without sitting there and being a bit dodgy. That's a sight. That's a sight to behold. That needs to be shared. That is going to be shared. Oh, that's gold. That is gold. Actually, if anyone actually wants to see what I've just bloody well shared, here you go. Here's a link. Hopefully we've been off a few of these people here. Hold on. Where are we at? Let's go here. There we go. Here's some World Cup chat in there. There's going to be some exciting stuff coming next season as well. We're already working on. Chelsea can still beat City in the FA Cup final and play in the Europa League next season. Yes, they can. Yep, yeah, you're dead right. If Chelsea win in the FA Cup, there's no way they're going to do anything in the last 2 games of the season, I reckon. Did Pedro Jokeres this week finally know Chelsea my team? Yeah, mate, they've definitely been fraudulent, that's for sure. Could not agree more with that. Can't believe Sucker's leading the way now, man. Like, so many people must be buying him at the moment and just transferring him in and then captaining him. Like, Gabriel's gone down to 29% live on this poll, and Bruno F. or Haaland, it's coming up. Like, that's on 21% now. Like, that, I mean, that must be the popular move this week. Lots of people must think that Sucker is going to bang. Maybe he does. What did he do against Burnley the first time? Was he injured in that game? What did Arsenal actually do against Burnley the first time? Wasn't that the game when they conceded? No, they won 2-0. And he played 90 minutes and got 0.58 and 0.06 for a combined 0.64 XGI and didn't get a return. I don't think Arsenal beat Burnley by that much. I know I predicted a 1-1 draw. It is very optimistic of me. But I feel like it could go pretty badly. 3-0 again. They can still beat City. Yeah, I mean, well, in theory, any football game, you can beat the opposition. Like, I've played in a lot of games in my lifetime where we were not favourites to win. In fact, I'll tell you a funny story. When I was 16 years old, I remember this because it's one of my favourite moments of football ever. We played a team called Whitford City, and I played for a team called Canning City. And during the season, we played them the first time round. We lost 10-2. I remember this game vividly because it was probably one of the worst beatings I've ever been on. And I scored a goal straight from kickoff right. So the bloke that was kicking the ball off kicked it to me. I ran around 5 blokes, scored a goal. went off celebrating, and then it got called back because the referee said some nonsense about something. I gave him a few choice words out of the D unit's mouth. And then their coach on their manager on the sideline was saying, "Hey, you can't score unless no one's actually playing a game." I was like, that's actual crap, because your entire team tried to stop me, and I just walked straight through the lot of them and scored, and then let you know all about it. But I remember this moment, right? So then this was earlier in the season. The first half of the season, lost 10 goals to 2. Second half of the season, we knew this team. That in theory, we could play this team 100 times. They'd probably beat us 95 out of 100 times. We played them the second time round, and my manager was like, you know what? We're going to sit there. This is going to be the game plan, but you need to go out there and just look bad. He goes, you need to go out there and just look like a pile of crap. I went out there. I scored within 5 minutes. He goes, you're off. And he sat me off the rest of the game. The next 85 minutes. This one was under 16, right? I was like, why the hell are you keeping me off, mate? I'm my best player. Like, pay me. So then I didn't. And I was like, wasn't happy about it, but you know what it is. Got to the semi-finals, right? So it's like you finish the season in Australia, under 16s, you finish in the top 4 or whatever it is, you play finals. We finished 4th. We come up against this team in the semi-finals. And my coach had been drilling the team in. This is how we're going to play. We're literally going to feed the ball to D unit. D unit's going to score us the goals. If he's on, he's on. We're winning. If he's not, we're cooked. That's pretty much what the game plan was, right? That was the game plan. And I had a pretty good game. Let's be fair. So I got a ball in the first half, went round one bloke, scored, put us 1-0 up. Then they equalised just before half-time. It was 1-1. We went into the halftime change rooms. No one believed we were going to win except me. I was adamant that I was going to win us the game. I was pretty damn confident I was going to win us the game. So at halftime, all of a sudden the rest of the team were like, we might actually win this. I think you could be right. And I was like, yeah, you better believe it. I'm going to win us the game. And then so in the second half, right, I got given a gift. This is how you know that it's just your day. You know that luck is on your side, that it's going to be your day. I've literally sat there, right? I do not head the ball. The one thing I'm no good at, heading the ball. 178 centimeters tall. I don't head the ball. That is not my game. I run onto the ball, very good at running past, getting last man, whatever. The ball's been punted upfield. And I've just sat there, right? And the keeper's come out to catch it. Routine catch. Routine. He'd done it at least 12 times already this game, and we're just trying to get lucky. Unfortunately, our goalkeeper kept overhitting the ball, and it just kept on landing there. I've gone up to try and put him off for the 12th time, and all of a sudden I hear him go, oh shit. And I was like, I literally closed my eyes because I'm like, as I said, not my game. I opened my eyes up. He's completely missed the ball, and I've got the most simplest tap-in you've ever seen in your life on the line. And back then, you didn't get booked for taking your shirt off. And so after the first guy, I took my shirt off, ran around, parading around the ground, just letting them know all about it, letting their coach know all about it. The guy that sat there and he said that he couldn't score when he was whatever, the ball in play, just scored. And then all of a sudden, I scored, and then half my team had taken their shirts off celebrating. And I'm like, I'm not taking my shirt off for that. That was a crap goal. I'd literally just got given it on the line. Then they kept pushing, right? And they must have hit the crossbar, they hit the post, and then they scored, and it was 2-2. And it was this is literally the last 5 minutes. I've hopped off a plane from a ski holiday the night before. I've got a sore bloody ear because the plane was at a weird altitude, and back then I just, my ears were much worse than they are now. And then I've sat there, I'm like, going, I can't do extra time. I'm cramping up here. I've either got to win the game single-handedly right now, or we're cooked, because there's no way I can get through extra time. What happens? I get the ball literally the last 2 minutes of the game. I went round 3 of them, scored, and I literally took off my shirt, I took off my singlet, and I threw it at the opposition manager. I said, yeah, I reckon I can't score a goal unless the game's in play. What the hell did I just do, you idiot? I literally didn't know. That was a D-unit rant about just, but weird things can happen in football. I don't know how I got so invested in that story, but that's one of my favourite stories to tell. And it happened, and I literally won the game single-handedly off my own boot that day, and no one thought I could do it except me, and probably my manager, who was pretty confident. Right, let's get back into the FPL after all that. I haven't lost anyone with that, so they must have enjoyed it. Where are we at? Says AD, start Nunes, Mukiele or Anderson. Currently have Anderson in the team. Also tempted to bring Lewis Potter and start him instead. I love the Lewis Potter shout. I'm in that conundrum. I've got Mukiele, I've got Nunes, I've also got O'Reilly, and I don't know. That is probably going to change in the next 34 minutes. Part of me really wants to play double Sunderland defence, but I'm not sure. Just tuning in, mate. Watch alongs you're doing some late kickoffs this way. Yeah, I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to do the Arsenal Burnley game for what it's worth. I'd rather get this sleep rather than watch the crap that's probably going to get spewed out in that game. I'll probably do the midweek games of the Bournemouth Man City and the the Chelsea Spurs game. I'll be doing tonight's game because I'm already awake as it is. I'll be doing the FA Cup final tomorrow night. For anyone interested, I'll be doing the FA Cup final tomorrow night. And then on Sunday, I'll be doing all the games. So I'll be doing, there's no lock-in this week because Gary's having a whinge about something or other. So it's just going to be the D-Unit show. So on Sunday, it's going to be 2 early kickoffs. Hold on, I'm just going to pull up the kickoffs so I can actually see what's going on here. The kickoffs this weekend are... So on Sunday, the early kickoff will be Man United, Nottingham Forest, and we then go into 4 games going on at 3 p.m, which is Brentford, Crystal Palace, Everton, Sunderland, Leeds, Brighton, Wolves, Fulham. We'll be doing all of them. We'll also be doing the Newcastle versus West Ham game potentially. I'm not 100% sure about that one, but there's a pretty good chance I'm going to do that game as a one-off because of the fact that obviously the missus side of the relationship is all West Ham fans, so I'm probably going to do that. Who's better to bring in, Kevin Dewsbury Hall or Bruno G? For what it's worth, I think Kevin Dewsbury Hall is the better option. Who do you suggest for Palmer? Anyone that's not called Cole Palmer. Is it silly to think we're overlooking Rice? He got 13 points in the reverse fixture. There's a reason why Rice is getting overlooked at the moment. With Lewis Skelly in the team, Rice is playing deeper. It's a bit of a weird thing. I feel like if it was earlier in the season when Zubimendi was starting next to Rice, I think then that would make a lot more of a difference. Start Cherky or Rogers feels like this is... I know, that's exactly what I'm thinking, Fundles. I feel like tonight I'm going to be doing the live watch along and Morgan Rogers is 100% trolling the unit. 100% that man is going to get a 15-pointer. I won't be able to bring him off the bench. Put money on it right now. How come you can score but Liam Delap can't? Probably because his name's Liam Delap and I'm called the D unit. I'm telling him captaincy. Gabriel, Saka or Fernandez? For me, it's Gabriel out of those 3. What a story. Yep, thank you. Anderson, Nottingham Forest, or Trossard and Die. I don't think I'm selling Anderson from Nottingham Forest, to be honest with you. I think I'll roll him with him. I'd think I'd do another move. Find someone else to sell. Should I do a -4 to get Dubravka out of my goal? If you're starting Dubravka, 100% you're selling him. I don't know who your other keeper is, but yeah, if that is the guy you're having to start and goal, 100%. He ain't starting. I think, based off what the quote said, I feel like Weiss is going to start instead, is my gut feel. Yeah, I feel like that's what's going to happen there, to be honest. Captain Bowen and Thiago, it's got to be Thiago this week. I mean, that one, yeah, it's got to be Thiago this week. I'll be shocked if it's not Thiago this week. Woodford. Okay, yep, you've got a bit of a problem. You probably need to make a move there. Definitely need to make a move there, for sure. It's so weird. I can't believe how cold it is in Calgary now. I was going to wear a single before, but I'm like, no. It's actually a bit cold for that. I've got long pants on as well. I never wear long pants. Like every day to work, I wear shorts. But at the moment, because it's cold at night, I'm wearing long pants. Kills me to say it. Doesn't Boomo start? I could tell him, I'm in the same position, mate. I should probably get rid of him myself. I really should. I'm like... Yeah. Part of me is like, just bring... Newcastle got Fulham the last day of the season. Maybe Bruno G is the play. Bruno G for Mbumo. Have a bit of spice. Do I think they both start? I would think so. They've still got to push Arsenal to the final day, right? If they're pushing Arsenal to the final day, they've got to start, surely. Surely. Surely they start. Saka to Trossard. Yeah, 9 minutes time. Yeah, 100%. I'm definitely going to do that in 9 minutes time. Yep. I was like, what? And I was like, yep, no, I know what you're talking about now. 100% I know what you're talking about now. It's a weird week for FPL this week. It's like, there ain't a hell of a lot of things that are very clear cut because just the fact that so many fixtures are pointless now. Like, look at the fixtures right at the moment. Man United, Nottingham Forest, both are safe. Nottingham Forest can't make Europe. Man United are locked in for Champions League. Nothing to play for. Aston Villa, Liverpool, for what it's worth, is pretty much the same. Brentford versus Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are literally on the beach. They're waiting for their European final. Brentford, they are pushing for Europe, so they've got something to play for. Everton, Sunderland. Realistically, I don't think either team are making Europe. This literally does feel a bit like a dead rubber. Leeds, Brighton. Dead rubber for Leeds. Brighton are definitely pushing for Europe, so they've got something to fight for. Wolves versus Fulham is a definition of a game that means nothing to anyone. Then Newcastle, ditto. Like, they've got nothing to fight for. West Ham have everything to fight for. Arsenal versus Burnley, ditto. One's got everything to fight for, the other one doesn't. Man City, Bournemouth might actually be the best game of the round because they're both fighting for something. So that you would think that that's going to be a good game of football. And then Chelsea versus Spurs. I mean, again, Chelsea, what do they have to fight for? Probably not a hell of a lot. Yeah. Game of Ponzo, how are you, buddy? Boom Older Dewsbury Hall or who else? I mean, for what it is worth, there is a lot of nice looking midfielders this week. It depends on what spots you've got open for certain teams. I love Casemiro this week. I think that if I had to buy a midfielder brand new this week, it is Casemiro. Just for a one-week punt. It's purely a one-week punt. He's not playing next week. Bench Rodgers for Bowen. And bring Keane in for Anderson. 100%. Love those moves. I bench Cherky for Dango. Fair. That's a pretty decent move, I reckon. Chelsea always up for crapping on Spurs, though. Yeah, that's fair. They are. Chelsea do love a good game against Spurs. Hopefully that is the case because I really want to see Spurs go down. Chelsea have to fight for a goal. I mean, Spurs also have to fight for a goal. Let's be fair here. I mean, this captaincy vote is pretty tight. Gabriel and Saka both on 31% now. That's a pretty tight poll. A lot of people not convinced by Saka, I'm guessing. Yeah, you could definitely play Porro against Chelsea. That's definitely something that can be done. Bench Cherky for Wilson, Fulham. Fair. I feel like if you still got Harry Bloody Wilson, you're playing him this week. It's Wolves. You have to play him against Wolves. Otherwise, why you still got him? Why bench Rodgers? Well, who the hell else am I benching? I'm open to suggestions, but I'm playing my triple Man United attack. As much as it might suck and lead me down a really bad path, I'm seeing it through to the end. And Jared Bowen's got something to fight for. I'm not benching Jared Bowen for a Morgan Rogers who's worried about a European final midweek. That makes no sense. GG's, have a great weekend. Legend, thank you very much, sir. You have a good weekend as well. Game of Ponzo. Bench 3, O'Reilly, Van Dijk, Hill, Cherky, Dango, Bowen. Yeah, see, I'm not benching Bowen. 100%. Bowen is not getting benched. So, yeah, you're benching 3. I'm probably benching Hill, Van Dijk, and probably O'Reilly. I'm playing Dango, Bowen, and Cherky in that lineup, I think. Yeah, I think I might swap Mateus Nunes for O'Reilly. I think you'll be right. You've been for a green if double City clean sheet. Yeah. But if they don't, and Man City and Everton Sunderland ends up in a 0-0 draw, I'm going to be really pissed off that I've benched my Sunderland defence again. I mean, the smart move might actually just be to bench Mbumo, to be honest. He's done nothing for like what feels like forever, but I feel like we're due a goal. He's due a goal. I've been saying that for about 10 weeks, so maybe he's not due a goal. Bench 2, Garner or Rogers or Cherky, my own team. You're playing Garner. Yeah, you're playing Garner out of those 3. Thanks for answering all my questions and the advice. Much best. Mate, cheers, man. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for you guys. I'm not here for myself. If I was here for myself, I wouldn't be doing this because it's been a crap season. Last year was a much more enjoyable ride. I mean, the football last year in general was way better as well, but Hopefully the football gets back. Hopefully the changes they're making over the summer will kill off this DC crap football. Opponent is Cherky. Oh, you're definitely benching Cherky, mate. You're 100%. You're playing Garner and you're benching the other two. 15 points. It's not even that much. James Garner's going to be a lock for at least 4 points. And it comes down to, do you think Cherky gets at least 4 points against Bournemouth? I'm not sure he does. Bench one, Cherky. Would Prime Rahi get in this Burnley team? Probably not. The Burnley team's pretty bad, but I still think they're probably slightly better. JP Diocres or Bosley to Trossard. JP Diocres. Ballsy move, chasing mini league. Cash, would you captain Osula? No. I wouldn't captain Osula. I think there's got to be a better captain out there that you've got in your team than Osula. Let's ask the card. Should I bench him, Boomo? Yes. Maybe that's the key. Just bench this fraud who's done nothing for what feels like forever. Maybe that's the key. He's been crap. Bring Mateus Nunes back in. Let's move him Boomo first sub. Already there. Watch him Boomo score like a brace and get 50. I just noticed this bench is going to get like 30 points on the bench this week. It's just going to happen. I know that I've got it wrong, but it is what it is. Ballsy move chasing mini league. What? FPL Focal just turned off monetization and plugged his sponsor. What the hell? That makes no sense. Bench and Boomer for Rogers for your team. Rogers is due a guy. I have no faith in Morgan Rogers starting. There's a reason why I did think about doing the exact move. I just think that. I mean, if they both score, I mean, like whatever. I'll be like the season that will sum up my season in a nutshell. Yeah, exactly, man. I pretty quick. Like even when like earlier in the season we had like more people like because a lot more people engaged earlier in the season. Let's be fair here. Yeah, I always get through everyone's questions. Sometimes I'm a little bit delayed if I get held up on a question I want to talk about, but otherwise I'm pretty good at getting through them all. Yeah, I just don't know if he does anything, Bateman. Like I was looking at his points right before. Whoops, sorry. So he's been benched twice in the last 5 game weeks, and he's not scored or assisted since game week 27. So he's literally done nothing for what feels like forever. And Man United haven't had a hard fixture run. So Sunderland, Liverpool, Brentford, Chelsea, Leeds, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Crystal Palace. He's done nothing against any of those teams. He's really gone off the boil. And I feel like he'll 100% he gets on the boil this week. It's inevitable he will deliver the goods when I benched him now. 1 free trades, 1.1. What do I do? My starting 11 roofs, Riley, Gabriel, Saliba, Dango. Nothing. I don't think you need to do anything. You actually don't need to do anything with your team this week. I would just be rolling it. Rolling it, make the moves next week. 100%. There's no need to make any moves there. Yeah, Callum Wilson, I forgot about him. I think you could be right. Callum Wilson will be motivated to score against Newcastle, his former team. He could be really good. He actually could be a really good shout. He could be a really good shout for what it's worth. Callum Wilson. Rogers at Dewsbury Hall. That just creates a problem with my bench again. Dango's bench last match. Yeah, 100% he starts. He was only benched because they played Man City. If I weren't playing Man City, Dango starts that game all day long. Bench 1, Hinchelwood, Dewsbury Hall, Thiago and Richarlison. Yeah, it's got to be the pigeon. Samantha, hello. Gameweek 36, bench boost, 111. Wow. Holy hell, you must have finished second this week when I was doing the awards earlier on in the late mail. Someone got 113 points in the mini league last week. So you must have just missed out by 2 points and beating him and getting featured in that section of the late mail just before. Second winning league, 27 points behind. I have Haaland and he doesn't. Worth captain as a differential. Wow, if he doesn't have Haaland 100%, I would just captain Haaland. That seems like a pretty logical move. I don't mind that one. I think I'm going to bench O'Reilly this week. I think Bournemouth scored, then I'm only relying on a goal involvement. Would you play Van Heck or Cherky? Tough one. That is a tough one. That Leeds team doesn't, I mean, they've got so many problems this week. Like, I looked at Fark's notes and I was like, have they actually got a team this week? Like, they've got Ampadu potentially missing with his tummy bug. They've got Stroik hasn't trained all week. Bogle's out. Okafor's out. Gudmundsson's out. Like, half the team's out. Bogle's out. Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Van Heck and Cherky is such a line ball decision, but it could have such a massive swinging outcome. I'm captaining Casemiro because I want to have fun the last 2 game weeks, and I feel like captaining Casemiro in his final game at Old Trafford as a Man United fan feels like something that feels like a bit of fun. I can't believe Anis is back, man. He's back on top, baby. Gabriel's now taken over from Saka captains. I mean, this is weird. There's a late swing here because Gabriel's getting smoked by Saka for a while there. Now Gabriel's coming in like a wet sail on a fish. TC, Trossard or Gabriel, depends on how much you're chasing, relaxing mood. But if you're chasing, it's all day on Trossard. If you're not, just do it on Gabriel. I've gone for Van Heck. Viduka in line for a start for Leeds. Q on the bench. Yeah, that could be. Could come out of retirement for sure. Yeah, it depends on what you're doing. If you're chasing, it's got to be. I feel like depends on how much you're chasing as well. If you're only chasing like 15 points, triple captain Gabriel looks pretty good. If you're chasing more than that, you've got to throw a Hail Mary. It probably is triple captain Trossard. What you just said, Rob. Start him and he blanks and probably gets booked. Exactly. I'm like doomed. I'm like literally. I'm going to look at him last on the bench, right? And tonight, we're doing the live watch on. You can guarantee Morgan Rogers scores tonight. Last on my bench. I have unbelievable bad luck with whoever's last on my bench. Maybe I'll put him Boomo there because that way. Nah, I can't do it. I can't put a Man United player last on my bench. That's just stupid. Bruno set up Cassie a couple of assists there. Yeah, I reckon. Ah, no, it's so good to see Binderson in the bin. So good to see Binderson in the bin. Yeah, Miles Skelly will play. I mean, Arteta seems to favour playing him in midfield along with Rice at the moment. I can't see a world where that doesn't continue. For what it's worth, I think that seems like a pretty logical punt. I love the final game week for Lemon Captain FYI. There we go. So 33% Gabriel, 31% Saka, 20% Bruno F. or Haaland. Yoko is 16%. All right, let's ask the chat. Leave team as is. Sucker out to Trossard. And bench. Actually. There we go. And lastly, last one. And here we go. I'll give you 4 options. Let's see what the chat think. There we go. Get your votes in. Kevin Juice, Bruno G, for what it's worth, is a very good shot this week. Bruno G at home has been just as good as Bruno Fernandes at home. I have Nico O'Reilly, Arsenal defences going on Lewis, or too risky. I should just get Saliba. I mean, if you want guaranteed 6 points, you would think that Saliba's going to get you that. Havertz going to start over Yokers, and I can't wait. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. Skelly or Tarkowski? Tarkowski. Sell Sarr for Casemiro? Yes. Bench Cherky or João Pedro? That's a tough call. I'm going to default to card that one. Cherky or João Pedro? Cherky, João Pedro. It's going with Cherky, benching Cherky, the card reckons. I've no idea, to be honest with you. I feel like that is such a 50% call. 50% call. Well, leave team as is getting off to a hot start. Bench Mukiele playing Bumo is the next in line. No one's really keen on the Saka to Trossard move. For what it's worth, I might have actually, this might actually be the correct formation to play. As much as it's going to pain me when I know it's going to be wrong, but in theory, on paper, I think this is probably the most logical moves to do. Is Okafor going to play? No, he's out. Okafor's out. Well, that's what I'm thinking. And sure, at the moment, I'm rolling the transfer. I'm going to have 2 transfers in game week 38 and have a bit of fun there. It'll be Casemiro out and some other bozo in game week 38. Probably in Bumo, to be honest with you. Probably get rid of both Man United players. Bench Rodgers and just I'll sell whatever ones give me the most money, which will probably be in Bumo and Rodgers, and then just buy 2 players to replace them. I'm quite comfortable playing Bowen. I'll probably bring in Dirty Dom for game week 38 just for all those people that loved my ranting about him this season. I feel like he's going to be pretty good. This is really an opportune time. I really need to chuck a piss. I've got 12 minutes to hang on. I don't know if I can hang on for 12 minutes. I feel like chucking a piss might actually be the best decision to do right now, and then coming back and just spamming out the answers the last 10 minutes. Tarkowski or Saliba? Tarkowski's got a higher ceiling. If you're happy with 6 points, Saliba's your man. Best way I can describe that one. Yeah, I feel like that's the answer there. Thank you very much, Luke. Good to see you, buddy. I will talk to you very shortly. I think we can hang on. Pace myself. 11 minutes. It can be done. Surely it can be done. Hopefully. Hopefully it can be done. It's going to be a real struggle, though. It's going to be a real struggle. Can I hold on? One can only hope. Playing Bumo over Mukiele. Dirty Dom, Bindison and Dyer for a game week 38 -8. Well, Bindison's going to not pay off that hit, but I mean, and Dyer's got Everton have got Spurs away. Yeah, there's a well, but that works. Ray or Gabriel captain? It's got to be Gabriel. I mean, unless you think Ray is going to save a penalty. I mean, that could happen. Could happen. Okafor's not playing. He's cooked. Okafor's 100% out. Based on the quotes I read today, Okafor is 100% out. Goodmanson's out. Okafor's out. Bogle's out. Stroik hasn't trained. Oh, man, there's no way I'm going for a tatty game week 38 West Ham punt. That is just... I'll bring in Callum Wilson. Part of me actually wants to bring in Callum Wilson next week for Thiago and roll Bowen and Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson's 100% scoring. I wouldn't be surprised if Callum Wilson does big points this week either as well. JP or Porro. I feel like I'd bench Porro. I've no faith in Spurs keeping a clean sheet after Monday night or whatever it was they played. Gabriel or Bruno captain? Good to see you as well, Zygel. Gabriel. Captain Damsgaard or Doku? I hope you voted for it, Gary. Hey, buddy. Captain Damsgaard or Doku? I'd captain Damsgaard. There's no way I'm captaining Doku against Bournemouth away. Why wouldn't Lewis Skelly start? I feel like he's got to start. Surely he's got to start. He's got to start. 100% he's got to start. I mean, it'd be I mean, in fairness, if this is Burnley, maybe he doesn't start. I don't know. Yeah, what did you do, Gary? What are your moves? I can't believe I'm rolling. But I actually don't know what to do with the team, so I'm just going to lit there and let it go. Benching JP it is. Think if a dripping tap will stop me from pissing. I like it. Gary's doing a D unit. Oh, no, this is no good. I mean, this is the most boring nonsense you've ever heard. How am I doing the same thing as Gary and doing nothing? That's criminal. I mean, in fairness, I've got so many benching issues in my team anyway. It would be stupid for me to do something I don't know what about. Of course, he's about to buy Gyökeres. Let Trig buy Gyökeres. We'll check his video later. Start tapping here on Senesi. Senesi, all day long. Hi, buddy. Reviews top picks, of course, Andy takes him on. Trig must be rolling. Yeah, I mean, as you see, maybe Trig's sitting there. I've had to double check the WhatsApp chat. Is Trig making a late move? All right. Let's have a look here. What's he saying? Oh, mate, how many bloody... Hold on. I like the title of Andy's stream. So Trig's watching Andy's stream. Wait for the Gyökeres move, boys. Harry trying to claim Bruno will give pen to Casemiro as his lost home game. Of course it is. It's going to happen, you idiot. Oh, Andy's talking about... Oh, mate. Trig's like literally glued into what Andy's doing. He's going to copy him for sure. Okay, he reckons he's rolling. All right, maybe Trig's not doing that. 2 frees, exactly, Gary. That's why I'm rolling. I feel like 2 free transfers is going to be probably pretty good next week. Is Watkins a sell and bench boost, but it will be a -4? No, not for a -4, unless you're bringing in some worldy player that I haven't thought of. Does Lewis Skelly start? Yes. Do I captain Saka or Bruno? Bruno. Is there a possibility Arsenal only score 1 or 2? Yes, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I don't think Arsenal score as many goals as people think. They only beat Burnley the first time around 2-0. The only team they've swatted is Leeds. They're not playing Leeds, they're playing Burnley. Mavropanos or stack the bench. Stack. There we go. Very good. Yeah, it doesn't look like that. Trigger's copied my move from last week. Oh, Jesus. So it's back to being, what is it? Trigari. Gary Trig. Trigari. That sounds better than Gary Trig. Of course he did Rahi. Are we surprised? Probably not. I think that's what he did anyway. Yeah, fair. 5 minutes to the deadline, folks. Make sure you've locked in your teams and I hope that they're going to bang. I mean, I already know that me rolling is 100% going to equal a red arrow. Every time I've rolled this season, I've not got a green arrow. Like, every time I've thought the team looks good, it's stunk it up. Trig Gary team is back, baby. Jesus. I mean, it makes it easy, right? We'll get to the pubcast on Wednesday night. I'm on the final pubcast for the season midweek, prior to the end of season review thing. And I can guarantee you, I think Nightmare might be on with me. I'm not sure. Could be wrong about that. Gary will be able to tell you. But at least now we won't have to spend more than 2 minutes covering the Gary and Triggs team because they're going to be back to being the same team. Keep Brighton defender, goalkeeper, or get an extra Arsenal. I think you'd go the Arsenal player for sure. Can't wait for Havertz to start. I mean, that would be just peak FPL. Captain Saka, your read on him for this game week? I have no interest in captaining Saka. He's not even in my top 4 captains. I think it's Casemiro, Bruno, Gabriel, and probably Haaland in that order. Who's the best defender to buy this week? Already have Gabriel, Saliba, and Keane. Tarkowski, a Man City defender. You should swap in a little Skelly now, Gary. That would be next level play. Yes, you were Nightmare on the final 2. There we go. I thought I was pretty right about that. Gary is... I don't know what Gary's doing on Sunday. He needs a rest, apparently. I also looked at the times and the times on Sunday are god awful. There's no way I can do it after the football. It'd have to be during the last game this week. With work on Monday, no way that I can do it post the football. But I can do it during the last game of the football. I said to Gary, I'm more than happy to do that. Saki Captain Goodo there. It's 100% a min's risk. And there's also, I don't know if he blanks. For what it's worth, I put him on the traps. I'm not convinced that he bangs. But at the same time, I'm not convinced that he doesn't bang. I feel like Saka against Burnley the first time around probably should have scored. Didn't, only got 3 points. He got the clean sheet point and the 2 appearance points. So there is a world where he just blanks. I mean, I bought him, so he probably blanks. 200 million views. I mean, yeah. I mean, he started the first. I think that's what it comes down to. Like, YouTube's one of them weird ones where you start first and you just got to be consistent. And the second half of the season, normally the first half of the season, because of like the fact my job was not as mental as it is now, my videos were literally coming out at the same time. Every single, like the days I did the videos, they always came out at the same time, literally every single week. And then the back half of the season, because my job has changed, I'm literally running the school now. I've got nowhere near as much time as I had before. So like my videos are coming out all over the shop, like literally at weird times in the night. And it's probably stuffing up the algorithm, but I'll try and fix it for the start of next season. But yeah, it's not ideal. Yeah, Kanji's cooked. But we're going to try. I'll go try and convince Gary. I'm captaining Trossard and Hafai better be incorrect with him. Fair. You think first fixture is easy for United since they're on at the beach? I have no faith in Man United under Michael Carrick, for what it's worth. I know he's delivered Champions League football, but the football has been... I've actually enjoyed, outside of the Arsenal and Man City games, I've enjoyed the football way less under Michael Carrick than I did under Amarin. I thought under Amarin the first half of the season, we actually attacked really well. We scored a lot of goals. We had a lot of XG. We just couldn't bloody defend. Michael Carrick, we can defend better. I wouldn't say we've become an elite defensive team. We haven't. But we concede less goals, but our attacking players dropped off a perch. There's a reason why Mbumo's not done anything for about 10 game weeks. There's a reason why Amad's been crap. Yes, it might be because they've been at AFCON. It's also because of the fact that Michael Carrick's tactics are just crap. Yeah. Watch along. Yeah, potentially I've got to have a little bit of a rest now, so I'm going to sit there. You're nearly 1 million views. Wow, that's actually pretty impressive. I did not realise we were anywhere near that. So that's pretty cool. Darnell, Bart Simpson. I think the deadline's gone, but I would have been going Bart Simpson all day long. There we go. Locked, as Jojo just said. So, yeah, that's it. That's the team for this week. I didn't make a move. The chat did not want me to make a move. Sucker out for Trossard. I only got 17% of the votes. So I followed, as I said, the exact chat. Andy Captain Yokeres. Oh, mate. He tries to make it out like he doesn't know what he's doing. He always knows what he's doing. Tiago Captain, let's do this, Eagle. I don't mind the Tiago Captaincy shout for what it's worth. I mean... who am I to talk? I'm captaining bloody Casemiro. Watch this go down in a blaze of glory or just an absolute rocket up the ladder. We will know 100% on Sunday. Early kickoff. It's going to either be epic watch-alongs after that with the D unit singing. You know what's going to happen? Brian Mbeumo will score a hat-trick on Sunday. He'll be stuck, marooned on the bench, and Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro will blank. And I'll be like, you've got to be kidding me. But that will be what FPL's become. Let's be fair. Wow, that's pretty impressive. I don't know if they would have done it. He left it pretty late, to be fair. Gabriel captain, Casemiro vice. Nice. All right, on that note, folks, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck in Game Week 37. It's the last couple of game weeks. Hopefully the football is not a complete and utter write-off this week. Hopefully there's not too many dead rubbers and we actually see some good football. Wouldn't surprise me if we saw a bunch of crap football, but we are here anyway. Wow, that's pretty cool. All right, thank you very much. On that happy note, I'll see you all very soon. Might see you later for the watch along. Maybe we're getting a bit closer to 950,000 views during that. Anyways, folks, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to be inside.